Hello everyone, myself Rameshwari Holkar and I am Center Head at Excelcivils Today we are going to learn about the river Ganga and its tributaries. River Ganga is one of the very important river system in the India's economy. But before starting this session, if I'll ask you this simple question, exactly where river Ganga originate? What will be your answer? Can you please guess the answer? Wait, don't guess it, because there is no one point from where this river Ganga originate. The river Ganga basically originate at 6 different places which we call as a 6 headwaters. So which are these 6 headwaters? Just imagine that there are 6 water bottles we are pouring down in the Himalaya, in the region of Uttarakhand. How this picture will look? That 6 water bottles are somewhere confluencing together and ending up by flowing and by the name of the river Ganga. Exactly the same picture actually happens in the region of Uttarakhand. So which are these 6 river water bottles? The first is the Alaknanda, the second is the Bhagirathi, third is the Mandakini, fourth is the Nandakini, then there is a Dhauli Ganga and there is a Pindar Ganga. These are the 6 rivers basically originate at different places and confluence together. Again they confluence at different places which we call as a Prayag. So there are 5 Prayags and 6 headwaters comes together and there is a formation of the river Ganga once it passes through Devaprayag. So now we will learn this by different maps so that it will be easy for you to understand and remember about the river Ganga as a system. So this is the river Ganga, but right now we are not going through this map in detail because in the next session you are going to learn about these tributaries. So basically river Ganga forms by the 6 headwaters and it confluences or form the Prayag at a 5 region in the region of Uttarakhand. And also remember, river Ganga or the river Ganga basin basically has spread all over the 10 states and 1 union territories in India. River Ganga also flows through 4 important countries. First, India, there is a Nepal, China, the part of Tibetan region as well as from the Bangladesh. So these are the 4 countries from where the river Ganga actually flows. Basically, it begins high on the Himalayan mountain and it empties in the region of Bay of Bengal. This is the primary information one need to understand before actually studying about the river Ganga. So now we will understand which are the 6 water bottles. First is the Alaknanda. Alaknanda basically originate at the Satopant glacier in the region of the Garhwal in the Uttarakhand. There is a second river, we have a Bhagirathi. Basically, it originates in the Gangotri glacier. Again, same in the region of Uttarakhand. There is a Mandakini. Mandakini is also very important headwater which actually drain out finally to the Alaknanda. Then we have another river is a Nandakini. There is further river important is a Dhauli Ganga. And the 6th river we have is a Pindar Ganga. So these are the 6 rivers. Now we will learn about where exactly their confluence happen so that we have to remember for preliminary examination. So the first Prayag which is known as a Vishnu Prayag. So at the Vishnu Prayag basically the river named as a Dhauli Ganga meet to Alaknanda. That region is known as a Vishnu Prayag. We have the second Prayag which is a Nanda Prayag where the Nanda river, this is the Nandakini river and the Alaknanda river actually confluence. The third important Prayag that we have is the Karna Prayag where the Pindar Ganga and the Alaknanda river confluence together. Now there is a Mandakini river which actually confluence with the Alaknanda which the confluence called as a Rudra Prayag. And the last is very important Bhagirathi river which actually confluences to the Alaknanda river. And that Prayag is known as a Deva Prayag, and after Deva Prayag, basically mighty Ganga enters down to the plain, flat plain in Uttar Pradesh, and then we start calling it as a river Ganga. So basically all these rivers are the part of the Alaknanda's tributaries, and when Alaknanda, Bhagirathi comes together in the region of the Deva Prayag, further that we call it actually the river Ganga. After that, we can see the Rishikesh, Haridwar. Whenever you are going to visit the region of Uttarakhand, you can definitely see this kind of nature of this landscape and the river system. So this chart I have prepared for you. You can take a screenshot. Also, you can download it from the Excelcivils Academy. This will be very important and this will be very useful for you when you actually study about the beginning of the confluence of the river Ganga. So river, there is Alakananda which originate at the Satopantha glacier. There is a national park, Nanda Devi Sanctuary, and also Nanda Devi National Park actually located nearby this river. It is located nearby the Badrinath. So Badrinath is a part of the Char Dham. The first is a Badrinath, second is a Dwarka. At the south we have a Rameshwaram, and at the eastern part we have a Jagannath Puri. These are the 4 dham which we call as a Char Dham, and one of those is a Badrinath. Basically it is located nearby the Alakananda river basin. The second important river we have is a Bhagirathi river. Bhagirathi originate at the Gangotri glacier. Now remember this national park, Kedarnath Wildlife Sanctuary, is basically located nearby this Bhagirathi water basin. Tehri Dam, which as we know that is the highest dam with respect to the height in India, is located by this Bhagirathi river. Third is a Mandakini river. If you remember 2013 Kedarnath flood, basically that happened in the region of this Mandakini. Mandakini river is also known as a Kali Ganga river, which actually originated at the Chorabari glacier, which is also called as a Gandhi Sarovar glacier. Nanda Devi Sanctuary is important sanctuary located nearby this basin. Also remember that it joins the Alaknanda at the Rudra Prayag. Now, one of the facts need to remember that all of these mighty rivers or even the small streams, wherever they are originating, those are ecologically and seismically very sensitive zone. Now we will move further to the fourth river is a Nandakini. Basically it originates at the Nanda Gunti. It is also a glacier and it meet to the Alaknanda at the region of Nandaprayag. Moving further, the Pindar river. Now, one of the facts I am going to share with you that all these 5 rivers out of this 6 rivers are basically originate from the Garhwal region of Uttarakhand. But the only Pindar, it originate in the region of Kumaon from the region of Uttarakhand. As you know that basic geography, political geography, Uttarakhand basically divided into 2 parts. One is the Garhwal range and other is a Kumaon range. So, Pindar originate from the Kumaon range or the Kumaon region. This Pindar river basically originates from the Pindari glacier, which is also known as from the Kumaon region. Nanda Devi National Park as well as Valley of Flower National Park are located by the basin of this Pindar river. Also, it confluence with the Mandakini at the Karnaprayag. So, in short, what you have to remember that almost all this Nanda Devi Sanctuary or this Valley of Flower National Park, all of these are basically located nearby the Alakananda's tributaries. The last we have the Dhauli Ganga river. It rises in the border of the India and China, and basically it originated by the vicinity of the Niti Pass. These are the small facts you have to remember if you are preparing for the CSE and the next preliminary examination. For the environmental perspective, let's see about the ecological perspective of this Uttarakhand region. Now, if we see this map, you are able to see that there is a Alakananda river. From this tributary of the Alakananda, you are able to see Nanda Devi National Park, also Valley of Flower National Park, Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve as well. There is one of the important sanctuary in the region of Uttarakhand, which is known as Ascot Wildlife Sanctuary. Now, why this wildlife sanctuary is important? Because the musk deer, which is an endangered species, lies in the region of this Uttarakhand, and it only find in entire India in the region of this Uttarakhand. Remember about the Ascot Sanctuary as well. We have another important national park is again Jim Corbett National Park. Again you can see Rajaji National Park nearby the basin of Bhagirathi river. There is a Kedarnath Sanctuary, there is a Govinda National Park, and then there is a river of Yamuna. So all of these rivers basically have an origin in the region of Uttarakhand, and you have to study in the perspective of the environment as well, so that you will be able to understand these rivers, the cities, the region, as well as some national park, wildlife sanctuaries as well. So if you revise this all confluences and all these 6 headwaters, it will be easy for you to understand the origin of river Ganga. Thank you so much. We will see the tributaries in our next session. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.